Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been so long that I haven't recorded a new video. I hope this video can help you improve your argumentative essay writing. I adapted the materials from my perspectives, American literature. And if you're planning to take international exams or if you're preparing for your school exams, this video can help you a lot. Let's get started. Okay. When you want to write an argumentative essay, there are a few elements of an argument. An argument is a logical way of presenting a viewpoint, belief, or stand on an issue. So when you write your argument, you are presenting your thought. And a well-written argument may convince the reader, change the reader's opinion, or motivate the reader to take a certain action. So imagine in your school, you want to just convince your teachers, your principals to do something. Argumentative essay would help you to probably convince them, apart from your English lessons. An effective argument contains also these elements. A precise claim. Your idea must be precise, accurate. Consideration of counterclaims or opposing positions, and a discussion of their strengths and weaknesses. So it is not just your opinion, not just your claim, also we have counterclaims, opposing positions. For example, you say that doing homework is not helpful. How about people who say doing homework is helpful? So you should talk about both of them, your claim and opposing claims, counterclaims, and also discussion of their strengths and weaknesses. So it should be fair. You should have logical organization that makes clear connections among claim, counterclaim, reasons, and evidence. Organization is very important. With a good organization, you can definitely deliver your message. And valid reasoning and relevant and sufficient evidence. If you have time to write it, if it's a process writing, you have time to write it, edit it. Yeah, try to collect some evidence to support your opinion in your body paragraphs. And a concluding statement or section that logically completes the argument. So like normal essays, we have introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. We should have concluding statement that logically completes the argument. And also about the language and tone, it should be formal and objective. So pay attention to it. And finally, error-free grammar, including accurate use of transitions. When you finish it, you should proofread it. If you have any grammar mistakes, just correct them. And then we have also some transitions here. You can use them in your essay to just improve the quality of your essay. For example, in my class, I was teaching The Seventh Man, and it was the story between two people, two friends. One of them dies, another one can't help or doesn't want to help. Something like that happens. Now we have a question like this. Should the narrator of The Seventh Man forgive himself for his failure to save K? Now, your claim would be yes, he should, or he shouldn't. In your essay, you talk about your claim and also counterclaims. All right, and you should also develop them. Now here, let's imagine that you have time to plan everything. First, pre-writing and planning. You should write your claim or position. It should be clear. When I read your essay, it should be obvious from the beginning till the end. And then you should consider possible counterclaims. Remember that part of your job is to address counterclaims or opposing positions. It's not just your opinion. Also, it's about not your claim. It's also about counterclaims, opposing positions. You should also consider some possible counterclaims. Here, for example, you may ask these questions. Another reader might say that, blah, blah, blah. The reason he or she might think this is because So you should put yourself in the reader's shoes, or an opposing opinion's shoes. The evidence that supports this is, however, my position is stronger because, so you should be able to answer these questions in your essay. Otherwise, your argument wouldn't be strong. Then gather evidence from different sources. There are many different types of evidence you can use to support your argument. Here, we have just some evidence. You can use facts, statements that can be proved true. You can use statistics, facts presented in the form of numbers. You can use anecdotes, brief stories that illustrate a point. You can use quotations from authorities, statements from experts, from scientists, from people who are experts, and also examples. For example, here we have facts, ideas, or events that support a general idea. So by using them in your essay, you make your argument, your essay, much stronger. Then we have drafting, organizing your argument. Pay attention to the introduction, in which you state your claim in your introduction. Then the body, in which you provide analysis, supporting reasons, and evidence. And finally, you have your conclusion, in which you summarize or restate your claim, like normal essay writing, but here you should pay attention to the argument and your claim and also counterclaims. Now, how to create cohesion with transitions. Cohesion, the way that you connect your sentences in your essay. Transitions are words and phrases that connect and show relationships between ideas. It connects the ideas. So instead of using just simple sentences, you can connect your ideas in your essay. They help the writer guide the reader through a line of reasoning. When you use transitions, you guide me as your reader to just follow it. It will be easier for me to understand your viewpoint. Now here, in the book that I just collected these pieces of information, we have some sentences from the first reading passage and also some transitions here to show specific connections between ideas. For example, here, however, when things don't turn out well, a last climber or an injured base jumper may need help. As we see here, we use however, we show the contrast here. If you want to show emphasis, you can say, for example, even so, comma, blah, blah, blah. So you can just show emphasis stronger. Or if you want to illustrate or show again something, as we have here, for example, in New Hampshire, comma, for example, comma, blah, blah, blah. So I give an example here. And also to add ideas, as you see, I started in addition, comma, blah, blah, blah. So we can add ideas. Now here we have some transitions. In different essays, you can use them. It is not just for this type of essay. In different essays, you can use these transitions that accurately show specific relationships between your ideas. If you want to list or add ideas, you can use first of all, secondly, next, lastly, in addition. If you want to compare, you can use also, equally, likewise, to contrast. Although, however, on the other hand, to emphasize, most of all, immediately, in fact, to show the effect, therefore, as a result, so, consequently, to illustrate or show, you can use, for example, for instance, specifically. There are a lot of other alternatives that you can use in your writing, your essay writing, but these ones are clear and straightforward. All right, and you have to also revising for evidence and elaboration. Here, pay attention to your word choice, the words that you choose for your essay. Review your draft, identify and replace words that are vague. Because sometimes the words that you use are not clear and they are not precise. Read it. When you proofread it, just change them with more accurate and clear words. Then look for words that are repeated throughout your draft. You may repeat, for example, one word several times. Try to read it, find those words, and consider replacing overused words with synonyms. Try to use synonyms with the words that you used a lot, and refer to your word network if you have for just to help you vary your word choice. And revising for evidence and elaboration, paying attention to your tone is another essential factor. A writer's tone is his or her attitude toward the audience or subject. Because the purpose of an argument is to convince readers of the accuracy of your claim, the tone you use should convey a sense of seriousness and authority. So because you want to just convince your reader to accept your claim. So your tone should be serious. It shouldn't be a comedy or funny tone. And you have to apply the following steps to create and maintain a formal tone. You have to avoid slang and abbreviations and limit the use of contractions. Don't use, for example, I'm. Instead of that, use I am. Don't use a slang. Don't say what's up. Okay, don't use abbreviation, ASAP. Don't use them. Use complete sentences or complete words. Make use of academic vocabulary whenever possible. Use academic vocabulary in your essay, and generally avoid the use of idioms, which tend to be less formal in tone, because when you use idioms, they are considered less formal. And refer to places, people, or formal concepts by their proper names. When you just refer to those places, refer to them by their proper names, not to, for example, something which is not proper, and pay attention to their spelling as well. And a pure argument doesn't generally use I statements. For example, instead of writing, I think that survivors owe a debt to society, shorten and strengthen the thought, survivors owe a debt to society. So it is even much stronger. Instead of using I, just make it a sentence without using I statements. Now here we have editing and proofreading. It is absolutely essential. Without it, you can't write a great, effective essay. Edit for conventions, for comma, punctuation marks, and so on. Reread your draft for accuracy and consistency. Read it to see if you have used accurate sentences, if your style is consistent, and correct errors in grammar and word usage if you've made mistakes. Because if you read it for the second time, definitely you can understand some mistakes that you've made. Consult a grammar handbook or use online tools if you need help. Yeah, if you are not sure, just Google it on the internet. You can find the accurate, for example, use, or you can consult dictionaries, online dictionaries, to help you with your issues in language. And editing and proofreading, proofread for accuracy. Read your draft carefully, correcting for errors in spelling and punctuation when you use comma, period, or the spelling of the words. Check the spelling of plurals, plural nouns. You can make most words plural by just simply adding s. But there are some words such as, let's say, libraries and blah, 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 that they don't follow this rule. So be careful about it. Some words are uncountable. Pay attention to countable, uncountable nouns, plural, singular nouns. If you are not sure, use a resource to help you. And also online dictionaries can definitely help you. That's it. I hope that it helps you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope to see you again.